This is Payload. It's my Make It Memorable project application, and I've put a lot of work into it. So let's get into the details and see exactly what Payload is about. So I'm going to give a general overview of some of the information about it, and you can read this, but I suggest not reading it because it's long. But basically, Payload, it's like Uber, but it's designed for long distance travels and also for cargo pickups. So if people need to go from one place to another over a long distance, they can do that using Payload, and they can do so, bless you, with a significantly reduced costs. Our costs are half that of Uber's, and it's something that is really necessary and people could really use, because I actually have some personal examples that I'll share later. But this is one scenario, an example of one, where a service like this would be needed. If there is someone who wants to go to, they're going to college, right? And so, but maybe they don't have a car, or or their car can't go long distances, or for whatever reason they can't use their car or one of their family's cars to go up there. Well, that's where Payload comes in, and a driver who is already planning on driving from one area to another can just make a quick detour to pick them up, take them along the way, and then drop them off wherever they need to be. And so, and this is more explaining of that, but basically it's the main thing about Payload is the long distance aspect of the service. So when you have things like Uber or Lyft or Juno or any of the other services, they don't provide those kinds of options for passengers. And for Uber, it costs $1 per mile, whereas for us it costs 50 cents per mile. And so I don't know. I explained this a little bit in too much detail, I think. But you can read that, but don't. So here, now I'm going to explain why Payload is relevant to each of the classes that I'm participating in STEM, the core classes. First being AP Human Geography, which is necessary because Payload is an industry. It functions as a service for people, which are two things that we learn about in AP Human Geography, and the things that we've learned about in our AP Human Geography class has helped me to develop the website and the functionality of the service, and overall how it really works. And then with chemistry, chemistry has taught me valuable problem-solving lessons and has helped me to solve difficult issues and use logic to further the progression of the service. English has probably been one, aside from maybe math, one of the most useful of all of the classes that I'm in, because I've used it to build my website. It makes me look more professional using advanced vocabulary. And if you go to a website and it has grammatical issues, you're not going to think that that's something that you're going to want to be using. You're going to want to look somewhere else where people are more professional. So that has really helped me. And then if you click on the website there, it might be blocked. It's right here.
Where?
Wait, here.
Where it says website.
What?
Where it says.
Right here.
No.
Yay, it works. Okay. So this is my my website, and you can just scroll down through here quickly. But if you just click on yeah, and you have the about and the services, and then some pictures, and then if you just and then if you just go back up. right here in travel. You can use this area to, right now, it should know that we're at Grapevine High School, but I don't see the mark, I don't know. But oh, here it is. So, and then you can plot your map and work with people. And then if you go back up to the top, again, really quickly, and then registration. All right, and we don't need to take an in-depth look at this, but there's a driver application form and terms and conditions that I wrote, which English also helped me with. And then navigate. This is where the actual functionality turns in, and you need to be logged into the website to be able to use it. And unfortunately, right now, because this is just a prototype, this means that people don't have any privacy at the time when they're negotiating with someone else to start driving. So that's something that we'll be fixing later. But anyways, yeah, so if you just go back to the slides, I'm starting to run out of time. Anyways, and so next is algebra, which I've used a lot of in order to determine how profitable our company is, and to make a function that represents that to the best of the ability. So let's talk about profitability. When we reach 50 DPM, which is drivers per month, so that's how many drives, how many people are driving every month. And so 50 isn't, if you look at it that way, that's not all that much. That means in the course of 1 month, 50 people have chosen to take a long distance drive. That'll bring $1,000 each month. And then at 100, we'll be making $5,000. At 200, that'll bring $16,000 in profits for our company. And then once we get to, it's a little ambitious, but once we get to 1,000 drivers per month, the company will bring in, every single month, $1 million. And that's assuming that the average long distance drive is 500 miles, which is a little bit up. It's not perfect data, but it works. And then here's all the math gibberish that I used to calculate all of that. I used a system of equations and variables and things. And this is the graph to represent that, where the driver's cost is approaching the asymptote, and so the company never takes more than 20% of driver profits. But as it goes on, drivers are making more at the beginning, and we're making more at the end. And so it helps people get involved in the service in the beginning, and then they'll stick with our program as it goes on, and we'll be making more money. And they never make less than, they never lose less than 20% of their profit. So, I mean, more than that. So, thanks for tuning in and watching this.